I'm always excited about our government. I love what I do, so when other people show interest in it or want to get involved in it, it's exciting to me that you're here and you spend your time to do that. I'm Maria Whitehorn. I've served as a Congress member since 2012. Probably since 2010, I've really seriously been looking at our government and government operations and what we do and how we serve the people, and had to ask myself a few questions. How is this new government serving me any better than the old form of government? And I do think we have made a lot of improvements since the tribal council form of government. We've expanded programs that serve our people, and I'm going to say we have excellent programming at the nation right now to serve you. As you saw, Ms. Maker from the language department, that was a very great presentation. Those are the kinds of things we do, and we have awesome people there that do this. But serving on Congress, what we do is we look at our budgets, we look at the money, we look at how we spend the money. And I've been doing this for 6 years, and it's become abundantly clear to me that we aren't doing very good in this administrative realm of how we balance, how we appropriate, how we communicate with each other on what direction we're headed. What do we really want to do? It's also abundantly clear we have not advanced in the field of economic development. Our gaming enterprise is awesome. I've seen them streamline, I've seen them cut costs, and we have a good management team there. I work with them, I go to their meetings, but gaming is not enough. Other tribes have moved on beyond that. I haven't seen any administration to date concentrate and focus on our economic development. We suffered great losses at the Osage LLC, and I think that we tried to pursue running that money down. The money was never going to be recaptured. It was time for us to, and there were no criminal charges filed. It was all civil suits. So yes, we needed to try to find out what happened there, but that's done. Now, we can't not advance in economic development. Under my administration, should I get elected, that's going to be my primary focus of how are we going to get more revenue. Because currently, where we are spending right now, we have a struggle between benefits to the people and administrative costs. This year alone, we had to cash in to fund FY18, we had to cash in a $5 million CD, and we had to ask for $5 million from gaming just to make the budget. Now, some of that was spent to pay off the loan for the new buildings on campus, because without that, we wouldn't have been able to, without doing so, we wouldn't have been able to make the budget of the $1.2 million payment and fund the benefits. So you will hear that we put some of that money away into an economic development fund. We paid the loan off, and we also, not economic development, there was another fund. Oh, the health, to start saving towards a health clinic. That was the purpose that Congress put that money back. We need to look down the road at what we're wanting to do. We need to plan. We're currently not doing that. If we are doing that, if you will hear that we are doing that, then it needs to be shared with the people and with Congress what those plans are, because we are not communicating either. So those are the things that I want to do if I get in to be chief. I want to concentrate on economic development, concentrate on government efficiencies, and also concentrate on great communication between bodies, between the Minerals Council. That's always been a struggle. I go to their meetings. I know the members. I have conversations with them. I walk into their office and talk to them. If I'm chief, I'll continue to do that, no matter who's elected. I believe the Minerals Council is the body that oversees the minerals estate. The Constitution charges them with that. So I'm going to let them do their job, but I'm going to be their support. I'm not going to drag them through the mud in public. We're going to talk, and we're going to work things out. As the Congress also, if there's differences of views, we need to come to the table and sit down and talk about it. But most of all, what I want to do as chief is hear from the people what the people need. So should I get elected, I'm going to form chiefs councils on the areas that are constitutionally mandated: education, elders, health. You get the idea. There's going to be about 5 chiefs councils meeting annually. Anybody, it will be well advertised, anybody that wants to tap into those issues, it will be publicly broadcast. You will be able to tap in and attend the meeting. We'll tell you what we're doing, what our budgets are, what our plans are, but we want to hear from you if that works for you. We can't move the nation forward until we know what the people want. We are a democratic form of government. It takes all of us. It doesn't take yes men, it takes everybody thinking. And that's what I want to do. I want to communicate, I want to engage the people, I want to be progressive and dynamic, as other tribes are. Other tribes are moving forward. We're behind, trying to catch up. So I'm in, you guys. So I hope that you can support me. I will address these questions if I have enough time quickly.
Plenty of time.
I have plenty of time? Okay. Would you support, I'm just going to go down to the question. Would you support legislation to change our nation's business model to the Cherokee Super Board approach? I have legislation on the table right now to do that. We've been talking about this since before I was elected to Congress. I was elected in June of 12. This was being talked about. I have documents from January of 12. Wasn't my original idea, but I'm going to tell you what, it was a good idea. Right now, we're having a struggle currently, and we have ONES LLC wanting $1.1 million. We know that Osage LLC needs money to survive, to stay solvent. We know that the Blue Stem Ranch, we invest in it, and it's actually has hard assets and is making us money. All of those entities need money. It shouldn't be up to the Congress to decide who's the most popular, whose presentation is better, what we can agree to. That should be a business board of business people that have run businesses before to be able to make the decisions about distributing our capital dollar. It shouldn't be done at the table of Congress. That way, when we would appropriate whatever's in the Economic Development Fund, which is $1.1 million, business people would decide how to divide those funds, what each company needs to make it thrive, survive. And when we get to the point that we are really actually doing business, then that business board would redistribute the revenues other than what's coming upstream to the tribe. Folks, we're smart, and I know that that can happen, but without some leadership in this arena, it's not. It's going to be the same thing over and over again. I like legislation. I like things legislated because I know where I can stand. Without it, we don't know where we're walking. So there are some things that we can do together to move us forward in the field of economic development. Now, LLCs is enterprise economic development. Local economy, local economic development, we're not doing that either. We have resources right under our nose, our ranch, what's going on in the local community with the traffic that's coming in for the mercantile. We haven't tapped into that, and it's been there for years. 3, 2, I don't know how long she's been opening, but we haven't done that either. So yes, I do support the Super Board. The Cherokees, though, they've included their gaming under their board. I think that we're looking at a model that leaves gaming separate because it's heavily regulated in a different way, and we'll just take our enterprises in. So you might hear about the Chickasaw model a little bit later. Chickasaws, they aren't set up like us. Our Constitution allows for tribal enterprise boards to run our businesses. A Department of Commerce, I think, is something that's been floated out there. We've been through 2 Supreme Court opinions that, you know, we have to follow the Constitution. I see no provision in our Constitution for Department of Commerce. But the example you can take from the Chickasaws, the Cherokees, and the Southern Utes is they have one board of directors that's seeing over their enterprises. So yes, I do support that. Osage LLC is taking out loans. I support that up to a limit. What's being floated out there is taking out a BIA guaranteed loan. Until I know really what a BIA guaranteed loan is, I'm going to reserve a formal opinion. I do think our businesses should get to the point that they're responsible for their actions. They're doing business to cover their expenses, and I think we need to have that expectation of them. We borrowed $1.76 million to buy the Blue Stem Ranch and remodel the Tulsa Casino. Actually, it's a new ground-up, totally new casino. It's not a remodel. And do you think we've reached or exceeded our debt limit? The Bank of Oklahoma, which is who the debt's with, is going to tell us, "Oh no, you haven't reached your debt limit yet. Your leverage is great still. We have enough debt." I'm not for taking on any debt at this time because banks will loan you money until you can't pay your note off, until you're insolvent. I am not for accruing any more debt. I think we need to, I think we have a good board. I think we have a good management crew. They gave us a great presentation a couple of days ago in Congress about some measures they want to take with the loan agreement that I support because they think it through. Those are the experts that we've hired to do that. And that's one thing I want to say to you. I know how to tap into experts. I like them. I see some experts sitting here in this audience, and they're Osage. We have smart Osage people. We just need to welcome them in to help us. And they want to. And I am about surrounding myself with experts. I can listen. I have my eyes open. And my heart's right. So I would really appreciate your support for Chief when you go to mark your ballot. I am open to any questions that you may have. You can email me, you can call me. I have a little flyer over here, so all my information is on that. Can I ask for some questions from the audience?
Sure, a couple more minutes, sure.
Any questions from the audience? Yes, Miss, she's one of ours, Mary Mishakashay, yeah.
You talked about there's nothing in the Constitution for a Department of Commerce. So then what are we going to do about economic development? Because as far as I can see, we've done nothing.
Well, what my plan is for economic development is we're going to continue on with our tribal enterprise boards. What I want to do is I want to have a consolidated enterprise board. I want right people in the right place. A business board needs business people that have made a payroll, that have paid taxes, that know regulation, and they're all going to bring their own expertise to the board. They also need to be communicated to what the nation's expectations are of that business. As far as I know, we have board members sitting on the board that didn't know the shape of the business board that they hopped on, and now they're huge eyes thinking, oh no, what do I do now? Because of the state that the business was when they got on the board. There's got to be communication about what we're doing. I want to have an economic development specialist within my cabinet. We can call him an economic development director. I really don't like the director term, but that will be an appointed person by me that would tap into those. I want to communicate with Congress and say, where are we going, guys? What are we doing here? This is what we need to be doing today with this crisis that we have on the table. Congress has open meetings. Congress has open meetings that we're discussing these things, but we can't compel people to come and say, okay, let's have a comprehensive conversation on that. The chief can, and as chief, I will be compelling people to come to the table to have a comprehensive conversation on what direction we're headed. Not happening now. So what I'm going to do about that is work through the enterprise board, as the Constitution says, have a specialist there that's going to help me do that and appoint the right people to the right places. Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Smart people ask questions, Susan.
Thank you, dear. You said that the other tribes have one board overseeing everything. Could you kind of give a brief explanation of the Osage model?
The Osage model right now?
Yeah, and how it's different than the other tribes.
The Osage, one difference is we have the Enterprise Board in our Constitution. We also have passed our own LLC Act, which allows for LLCs to organize under our jurisdiction. And part of that act is we have wholly owned tribal LLCs. So what has happened is the first LLC that got formed was Osage LLC. And it was, let's cast it broad. We don't want to cramp people's style. But the disservice we do with that is we throw 5 people together that don't know each other. The nation doesn't have in their mind what they want to do. They just want to do business. So you put people together with no direction. It is a formula for failure when you do that. So we also have Tallgrass LLC, which was formed at the request of Chief Standing Bear to transfer the good assets over from Osage LLC and move forward. I was told that never needed to happen, and that's really what has slowed us down right now. We also have ONES LLC that was formed that's never done business but has an excellent plan right now. We can form subsidiary boards under our LLC, so we have Blue Stem Ranch formed as a subsidiary under Tallgrass right now. Also, Osage LLC has a couple of subsidiary boards. So that's the structure. Did I get the question there?
Yeah.
Did you get an answer?
Yes, I did.
So we have a lot of LLCs, and some are subsidiaries of our wholly owned companies.
And nobody, who oversees all of them?
Nobody. They each have a board seated over them, except for the subsidiary boards in Osage LLC. They don't have boards. Osage LLC has a board. Tallgrass LLC has a board. ONES LLC has a board.
Sounds like a lot of salaries.
It's a lot of salaries. It is a lot of salaries. We consolidate that into one. My legislation, by the way, will allow in our LLC Act to consolidate in wholly owned as subs. And I think that I'm getting ready to get the hook to pull me off the stage. I can talk about this forever. I love what I do. I'm in it to serve you. That's it. Don't have any other political gain in it other than to make us be better and to listen to you and move us forward. Thank you so much.